doesn't matter what school of thought, stream of Buddhism or other religion the meditation is coming from. Almost every instruction that I've ever received has had some conversation about posture, how you're organizing your body to practice. Then there's a conversation of what to pay attention to, what to be mindful of. What I find is helpful is for this to be a conversation of choice. So if it feels more helpful to pay attention to your breath, pay attention to your breath. You could pay attention to your breath at the tip of your nose, in the movement of your chest, in your belly, or just generally, right? And it's not even necessarily like controlled breathing. It's just the breath as it is. You can pay attention to the more sort of gross sensations of your physical body. Sometimes I find it's really helpful to just feel the floor. Like right now, I'm like, like really sitting on this chair because it's a little nerve-wracking to have cameras on me. That's really helpful in this moment. And then the other thing that people find really helpful, and I do find this to be especially true for musicians, is to utilize the sounds that are naturally occurring around you and to just sort of open your ears and be like, huh, what can I hear? And where is there silence and where is there sound? Maybe there's a sound that actually feels kind of calming, soothing. Like there's a little white noise happening over here, which is calming and soothing. So I'm going to bring my attention over to that. There's the sort of what and how you pay attention. And then there's the why. Why am I actually paying attention in this way? As a starting point, this is not true if you really go down deep into the well of meditation practice, but as a starting point, let the intention be a sense of quieting, which is not to say that your mind is going to be quiet. You're still going to be thinking a lot of things. You're still going to be feeling a lot of things. But relative to the pitch of your mind at the start, how can you place your attention in a way that a little bit quieter, a little bit calmer, a little bit softer, a little bit looser? You're just tuning your attention to try and create that experience of just a little bit of quiet, just a little bit of calm, just a little bit more ease. It's another helpful way to think about it. And then when your mind gets like, either you replace your attention or you just start all over again. Okay, here I am. It's 11 a.m. on a Tuesday, and I'm in a room with cameras, and now I'm going to check in with my posture, and now I'm going to go to my breath. That's kind of what I mean by it's a creative endeavor. At least just given those three choices, there's a lot of room to play. The target, as it were, at the beginning is a sense of quieting. That'll shift as you get more experienced and practice. If you sit for meditation and you're like, oh, I just feel like just as angry as I was at the start, that was your experience. And that's totally fine. And is also really probable that you'll have that experience because at the start, when you're sitting for 5 minutes, sometimes it's not enough time for stuff to begin to shift, right? So if you're coming in and you just had like a difficult meeting and you want to like sit and meditate, 5 minutes is really like a good chunk of time. And that's where you're at. Good, start where you're at. And you might notice that like, oh, I'm just replaying that thing. This is where that stretching of the time gets really beneficial because if you're sitting for 20 minutes, I would challenge someone to stay 100% totally angry with the person without their mind ever shifting to something else, even if it's just for a split second. So the benefit of stretching is that you start to see how the thoughts cycle in and cycle out with a little more clarity. So if I were to like boil all of that down, first step is finding your seat, which also could be lying down on the floor. The second step is choosing what and how to pay attention. The third step is coming back to whatever you're paying attention to when things get a little out of hand. And to also feel free to like, if it starts with the sound and you're like, oh, that's not working anymore. Now that sound is kind of annoying. Okay, the breath kind of feels good. Oh, I'm going to pay attention to the breath. And this is what I really encourage people in the course here on campus is it's also okay to take the technique of like, I'm just going to sit here and let my mind wander, but I'm going to do it very purposefully. And I'm going to try and follow the thoughts. That can be another alternative. But the baseline practice is really a sort of 3-step process. Take your seat, take your posture, pay attention to what you're going to pay attention to so that you can help to quiet and calm, and then come back when you inevitably get distracted, which will happen. It's expected. It's not a sign that something's wrong.